that later, of course. It's time to talk a little bit more about our opening match of the evening. We're going to be seeing 92 Dream Team going up against Team Boosted. Let's take a look at the roster for Team Boosted first. Stokes?
I guess I will do the honors for Team Boosted. Got the little turbo there on the side, anyways, Goni.
Little booster.
Yeah, a little booster. It's a little booster for your boost. Goni, Thumbus, Salandro, Muskie, and Bandy. Of all of these players, the one that stands out to me the most would be Goni. He's been around the scene for a little while. I've known him for about a year. I've seen him around the North American scene. The other ones are new faces to me personally. So we'll have to see how they perform tonight. Most things, especially, do not judge a book by its cover, especially inside of Siege. There's a bunch of people that are highly skilled in this game that you might have never seen before, so don't judge them. They might come in here and actually put up a decent fight against 92 Dream Team, might even win the whole thing. We've actually seen, plenty of times that Rogue has already lost this season, so we'll see if they can try and bring it back in Stage 2. Stage 1 just really didn't work out for them, so always be looking out for new players, always coming up inside of the scene.
That's the fun part. It's best of one, first of all, as well. So, we all know how best of ones in esports work. A lot of crazy potential for upset to show up there. That's also what's cool about USN is it gives, some of these newer teams that may have not had a whole lot of tape a good opportunity to face off against some of the more experienced teams that have been playing in some of the other leagues and whatnot as well. It's a really nice format for that. So we'll see how they face off against 92 Dream Team. We can take a look at their roster now. Like I said, if you follow North American R6, you should be very familiar with this roster. These guys have been come up in a big way recently, and a pretty creative play style behind their roster as well. I guess we'll call it creative.
I think that's the best way to put it. Unorthodox, maybe?
I think that's probably a little bit more of an action.
Best description I could possibly think of. This game feels
It's very fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We had one game during the minor. Who did they play against that we had? It was Team 1. Right?
Yes, it was Team 1.
We had that crazy game on Coastline.
Oh my God.
Run-outs happening every 2 rounds.
Yes.
Just executes that made no sense.
It was hilarious.
So much fun.
It was hilarious because right before I said, you're in for a treat. And you're like, what do you mean? And I said, this is going to be the most aggressive game you've ever seen. And there was parts of that where you were just giggling. You're like, why is this happening right now?
I think I said why, and at least 3 different points.
Yeah, exactly. But, you guys already know them. No introduction needed for 92 Dream Team. Only thing that you guys need to note is that Pixel is now playing for 92 Dream Team, and he's going to be replacing Drip or Yardi, depending on what name that you know him by. Yardi has been removed from the team. Pixel is in his place, and they actually just picked up their first win against Team Solo Mid. Team that everyone loves to talk about. When does Bolo play? No, he's not playing today. Twitch chat, not playing today.
We'll see if we can get him in here in a few weeks from now, of course, as we continue out throughout the rest of the stage. But for now, let's take a look at the maps. A little bit more information, by the way, as we delve deeper into this map pool. And the guys from Team Boosted, as of course, they played 2 previous matchups in this bracket. They were able to take down Nomad 7-4. And in their opening match in the round of 16, they ended up going against Quality Shot. Also had a pretty convincing win there at 7-1. Where do we think this map is going to end up at, those Stokes, as we head back over here to the Veto now?
Well, since it's already up, I'm going to say Villa.
Oh, yeah.
So,
my bad.
I was actually going to lean more towards Cafe, just to see. It's a new map. We saw it yesterday with PL. Everyone just wants to kind of just throw it at the new map and be like, "Hey, we're going." I hope you have strats for it, buddy. That's about it. So
it's been looking good, right? A lot of teams like it. We had a bunch of play on it, and I think a Pro League yesterday too. So a lot of teams are really cool, really wanting to experiment with it. It seems like Ubisoft did a really good job with the rework, and
thank you guys. We appreciate that.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw it, pop in once or twice here tonight as well. As I feel like the sentiments would extend to our USN teams, same as some of the Pro League teams we saw playing it last night.
Exactly. Exactly, especially because we have a lot of crossover, which is fantastic because obviously we love the competition over here on the USN desk with all the American flags we can possibly fit in one area. So, hey.
Well, guys, we can take a look at what you guys at home thought of this matchup and see where exactly you think it's going to go. Pretty favored, but at the same time, I think that's the expected result from the two of us here. 77% favoring 92 Dream Team, only 23% favoring Boosted. It is a best of 1, so, we've always got that chance for an upset to pop up and surprise us, but against 92 Dream Team, might be stretching it a bit. We'll see.
Games aren't played on paper. Always remember that. We've seen plenty of upsets inside of esports all the time.
It's a bold play, I would say, though, for Boosted to go to Villa. This is usually a pretty difficult map for less experienced teams to jump into. So.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. And the reason I say it's terrifying is because 92 Dream Team, as everyone knows, is ridiculously aggressive. They made their entire name off of Okay, that play style shouldn't work. Okay, it still shouldn't work. Okay, you're in CL. That really shouldn't work. Okay, now you're in Pro League.
What are you doing?
How the hell did that even happen? Like, you know? So they've got to this point where it's just like, okay, well, like they're more reciprocity than reciprocity is, you know? Like it's kind of crazy. Okay, all right, I respect that band coming out first. We're gonna have Lion Band from 92 Dream Team as our first band of the evening, and we got some new graphics for you guys as well. You'll be seeing coming up that will be at the top of your guys' screen, so you'll be able to see all of those bands coming through. Next one is going to be Maverick, which another one that's pretty self-explanatory here on Villa. But what I was going to say is, with that, a lot of the younger teams have that aggressive play style of, okay, we're just going to try and peak everything and win our gunfights, and that's right in 92 Dream Team's wheelhouse. So you guys are going to have to try and throw something at them that they haven't really seen before, or that throws them off, because traditionally speaking, they're the team that throws off the opposite team across from them. So.
Well, Echo is going to be left in, which is a bit more of a rarity. Usually it's instead of Maestro, we see Echo getting banned out there, so instead we'll see the reverse happen. Either way, this is also, just to talk a little bit more about the map as we're obviously getting into it. First of all, we should also mention, since this is the new season with the new patch, Ozzy and Gridlock are also in play for this one, so we'll probably be seeing, there's that Legion.
Oh, he's already got the elite skin! Hyena, you goat! Okay.
This is by far like the coolest
This is the best one
in the game right now.
Oh man, I hope
the Hibana one's close though. Look, we get to see them go against each other right from the start.
Ooh.
This is like the entire match that matters now. Hibana versus Legion.
Can we just give them some samurai swords?
Yeah, the elite
skins.
All right. Well,
the real question is, I'm pretty sure that suit that Legion's wearing could definitely eat one of those arrows that she shoots for her elite skin. I'm just saying, like, dude, it's like straight up like, it's like Spartan armor. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like it's like Master Chief inside of this. It's ridiculous.
All right. Well, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. As 92 Dream Team is going to start on the defense. Team Boosted will jump onto the attack. We'll be starting out Aviation Games Room, the typical site we see a lot of teams go to on this map. That has not changed with the patch. It's probably going to remain the same. We expect the upstairs sites to continue to be the way that this will play out. So if 92 Dream Team finds success on this one, they'll head to the other side of the building, over the statue and trophy more than likely after this. The setup, though, we've got Mirror Band out, so we're going to see both the walls inside of Aviation getting reinforced. Not any capability to spot through that, and we'll just get Tripwire as well.
Yeah, making those holes above for those impact tricks. Again, I think the thing to note here, especially with 92 Dream Team, is once again that Yardy drop and picking up Pixel. So Pixel's been around the North American scene for quite a while, and he's made his name with a couple of different teams. I mean, you guys can literally see his name right now. It's .elevate. So he's playing along with the likes of Spartan and the rest of that team that I'm currently leaving my mind, but not a bad pickup for 92 Dream Team, especially after the match yesterday. It seemed that he fit the script pretty well. So looks like Team Boosted is going to be moving pretty quick here over into the Master side, though.
Well, they're going to take quick control here, of course. Like I said before, 92 Dream Team is a pretty aggressive team as well. I would expect, with the caliber that Team Boosted's at, that they would also still bring some pretty aggressive tendencies to the table. But we'll see how that pans out. Because obviously we haven't seen Team Boosted play too much yet, other than the matchups they've had earlier on in the bracket back on Saturday, which of course we had our community casters covering that.
Ooh, I kind of like that 90 setup that they've got going on currently for 92 Dream Team. They're going to actually, oh my gosh, okay, Pixel's going to start things off here. Salandro will go down for Team Boosted, and that's going to be the Valkyrie already, securing a frag within the first minute and 10 seconds of the very first round. So trying to open things up quickly here is Team Boosted, though. It's immediately getting shut down by the likes of 92 Dream Team. They have plenty of utility over on this side to spot out all of this aggression. Valkyrie cameras as well as those echoes of Doodle, but Doodle's going to get caught out by Thumbus in 90 hallway. Pixel to try and retaliate here, but not too much to work with.
About a minute and a half left, so still plenty of time for Boosted to play with. They are taking a lot of contact early on here. Pixel is going to be able to down another player, I believe. Manages to take out the IQ. Not going to get the finisher off just yet, though. And we're going to see Muskie moving in. He's going to be able to pick up one, follows it up with another. Right back in, though. Hyena with the triple. Turns it right back around. 92 Dream Team quickly rebound into controlling the round, and now it's just Gohani, and he's stuck outside.
This man is playing bowling right now. It's going to be all left up to Goni, especially off the back of that play of Hyena. It was all in Team Boosted's favor. I mean, but if you line him up, he's going to be able to knock him down. Hyena bringing it back for 92 Dream Team. And again, this is the power of information utility inside of this game. They're able to recognize out exactly where the push is coming from, grab those off angles, and are able to punish due to that fact. Team Boosted, you really got to look at them and go, okay, Why was no one watching that door? He was able to just walk into 90 hallway, immediately punish them for that, and it's going to be all left up to Goni, but Rexon's going to be able to flank up from behind, and as you can tell, it's even a 2v1. 92 Dream Team still going to be aggressive, and Rexon's going to let them know exactly what happened.
Quick little wrap from Rexon coming in for the main stairs, finishes off the round, and that's going to be 92 Dream Team starting us out with a win. Like I said before, we're now going to see them shift upstairs. Sites are still by far the preference of players on this map on the defense, so they're going to move over to Trophy Statuary next. We'll see them play into that.
All right, well, as you said, Trophy Statuary for the next site, and looks like they're going to continue down this line of Legion, which, I mean, why wouldn't you? He's a ridiculously powerful operator. He actually has an extremely high ban rate inside of Ranked right now as well, which is actually...
It's not too surprising.
Yeah, it's not too surprising because he's so good at so many things. I mean, if he stays alive, he's all-powerful. He has an extremely good SMG that they actually had to end up nerfing later on because of its damage margin. And it has no recoil, which not a lot of weapons in this game do have recoil comparative to other FPSs, as we know. But there is some weapons in this game that are
harder to control.
Like the C8 of Buck. It has a very odd recoil because it kicks up to the right and then back to the left.
It's like the SMG-12 as well. Has like a really aggressive recoil.
Or the
pattern.
SMG-11. They actually fixed the recoil a little bit on this last patch for the SMG-11. It's a little bit more controllable now, but it does still require a little bit of skill to use. It's still kind of a niche weapon for certain people, and other people are obviously going to have harder times with it rather than others. But despite that fact, last round, again, all of the back of 92 Dream Team's really good use of just information utility and having people on cams at the right times. I believe that Boosted, that is going to be the reason that they adopted the IQ, is to try and get rid of some of this utility. Because, again, Maestro's banned, so you don't have to worry about having an evil eye that you can't blow up in case, Zofia dies or something like that. So you are going to be able to have IQ to get rid of those Black Eye cameras as well as those Yokai drones of Echo. So we'll see if they're able to try and fix it this time around. But for right now, they're going to have to be worried about this master wall that you're going to see a little bit of impact shrinkage going on.
Yeah, we can see Dream Team going to try to play this a little bit closer to it as well, like Pixel specifically right on the inside of Statue, trying to play into the window. He knows he's got players outside of it as well. Takes the best angle duel. He almost gets spotted out by a drone there, but Thumbus in the meanwhile nearly gets caught from the outside, turns it around instead. Finds the mute, still back over just by the office, taking him down and giving Team Boosted the advantage once again.
Again, you have to respect the aggression. I mean, Rexon's getting aggressive with an MP5. Okay, it's not a very long distance weapon, and Thumbus going to continue to tack on here, so rip off the head of Pixel. Doodle with a refrag. Thumbus, though, once again, a triple kill for him as he's going to try and tack on the ace here. Doing absolute work with this IQ right now. It's all left up to Doodle as well as Thomas. Thomas is going to stop yet another batch of Exkyros. Might get aggressive through bathroom here. No one's actually holding his angle. Grabs that SMG-11 by his side. He'll be able to take down another opponent, almost equalizing this. Thumbus quite hurt as well, as he has gathered all the kills for Team Boosted so far.
Doodle likely going to have an angle against one of the members of Team Boosted if they continue to peek into it. He spots that drone, though. Yeah, nice eyes on there on Doodle. Be able to catch that out. Also very important that Doodle himself is still alive with the Echo. This means he can continue to play passively. And as long as the Yokai drones are in good position, he's got one out closer to 90 right now. He's probably going to have to relocate, which, there we go, right on cue. Okay, there's the second one as well. He's got it inside of Astronomy. So both Yokai still alive, meaning that this is still very, very possible for a 92 Dream Team.
He moved it over and attached it to the ceiling so that the people that are currently dead can actually watch Statuary for them. So Doodle only has to hop on if there's a plant going down. He'll be able to play his gun out as long as possible, but he is going to hold these passive angles, and it's going to work out for him. Be able to take down the Habana. They're going to have to either get him up or get that diffuser. Looks like they will try and get him up, but Thomas is going to get aggressive. He is going to hear a man move in. He's going to eventually get refragged by Muskie, though. And Doodle actually with two, as he'll take down Muskie and Bandy for 92 Dream Team to once again claim yet another round. And actually quite comical enough, you said passive gameplay in 92 Dream Team in the same sentence. That's not going to happen.
Well, I mean...
I understand what you're saying. It was a smart play. He did do the correct play. Move that Yokai over, attach it to the ceiling, allow the people that have already died in the round to gather that information for you so you and Thomas can play around that, which is very intelligent, as you said. But I will say a couple things. Number one, I like the fact that he played over instead of Trophy, did not try and get too aggressive with the Echo, because again, you need to play that utility. You need to play for that information as well as being able to stop the plant, because that's going to allow Thomas to hold down Astronomy longer. And Boosted did not have an answer for that. A lot of the times when you get stuck like that and you're stalling inside of a place, you need to have somebody rotate out and try and find new grounds. You need to find a different foothold on site, or at least grant access to another angle that they have to worry about. When they know all of you are in one room, especially when you down the man with the diffuser, that's a rock and a hard place, man. You have a lot to battle out from, especially with a smoke on the board.
Overall, 92 Dream Team did have to pull back the aggression, though, because they started the round out very aggressive. Like the peak from Office Window that didn't end up going in their direction and whatnot, along with losing a few other players right from the start, which, again, that's credit to Thumbus for being able to do that. He was a master at entry kills on that last run there. Did a great job of opening up an opportunity for Boosted, but thankfully 92 Dream Team realized what was going on, pulled it back, controlled the 2v3, and we're still able to take control of the round. So good adjustment from 92 there.
I feel like I'm a harp always talking about this when you and I cast together, but a lot of the times with younger teams, when you see them get this massive amount of entry kills and the round fails, it's all due to non-adjustments. Yeah, I mean, they had 3 people dead in the span of 45 seconds.
They kind of freeze up.
Yeah, they just freeze up and they're like, okay, well, we have master control. Okay, fantastic. IGL needs to call an adjustment. You need to rotate people to other grounds and try and gain something. Try and get a wall. Once you have the wall open, fantastic. Push somebody through Aviation, get another angle. Push somebody up Astronomy, get a pinch on Thomas inside of Astronomy. It's something that younger teams struggle with, and I think that is something that Team Boosted is currently struggling with. That, again, if they actually find that and are able to make these adjustments later on in this match, they're actually going to give 92 Dream Team a pretty good run for their money.
Yeah, and they did eventually adjust, right? Like, they tried to get a little bit more aggressive towards Astronomy. The problem is it took them, like, almost a minute to make that adjustment, and by then, 92 Dream Team had made their own changes. They weren't really in, like, a bad setup for the 2v3 anymore. They could support each other a little bit better, and off of that, that's ultimately where Team Boosted kind of failed in their attacks. They only got the 1-for-1 when pushing, and then Doodle was able to get the nice lineup on the double there. So into the next round, as we continue to kind of explain the site rotation. Obviously, 92 Dream Team have picked up the first 2. For anybody that's new to Rainbow Six, those sites lock when you win them. So they've got to go to the downstairs sites. These are obviously less popular. We don't see the play as much. For 92 Dream Team, this is a factor in this matchup I actually didn't get to talk about in the pregame. This is actually the first time we see them play Villa on a comp match, or at least one that's been recorded stats-wise. So 92 Dream Team, I think, is trying out some stuff here today, because there's no tape on Villa for them.
Well, they're definitely trying out some stuff, because living room is not often played.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it is going to be kitchen, because it's just easier to manage, to be completely honest. There's only a couple of rooms that you need to shut down, and once again, Team Boosted's going to start out with the opening frag. So we'll see if this time around things will be adjusted. Hyena adopting the Jaeger, again, with the only rifle on defense. That's more or less the person you want to get aggressive with on those longer angles, because the drop-off margin is a lot less. But Team Boosted so far on their opening kills, fantastic. They just need to find a way to capitalize on it before things like this happen. Doodle going to be able to find the refrag, and Pixel, oh my goodness, almost finds yet another kill here. Is actually just going to continue to attack on between the two teams, and finding room inside a site. It's going to be all left up to Muskie. It seems like one person comes to light and the rest of the team falls apart for Team Boosted so far in this match. It's going to be Pixel and Thomas. Thomas still alive. Pixel was dead the last time. It was going to be the Echo of Doodle that was alive in this last round, but instead he's going to have a different comrade up, willing to fight with him. Muskie will be rotating through Red Hallway. Pre-fires haven't met anybody just yet, but still not a bad idea, as he will find Pixel. Toxic Babe will be popped off by the likes of Thomas, but Muskie's not going to get too aggressive here. He needs to try and find some space, though. 14 seconds left. Thomas going to play close with that M590. Is that long-distance gunfight, but Pixel's going to be able to win it out with the MPX. 92 Dream Team once again.
Calm down.
Got to test that C key every once in a while. Got to make sure it still works.
But yeah, ultimately, a good attack from Boosted. It just seemed like it was a bit ill-timed at the end of the day. Like, not everybody was together on the execute, so you had some quick wraps come in from the 92 Dream Team, and they were pretty handily able to kind of just trade that out for the win.
I feel like a lot of the times, especially when we just start stages, we get teams that are just a reset 5-stack, or just a team that are like, hey, let's throw a team together and try and make this work. And it gets really difficult in stuff like this, because as we were talking about before, when you have those opening frags, that's when it gets super easy to win the round. And I know a lot of you in Twitch chat are like, well, Stokes, yeah, that's pretty obvious. I mean, you just killed the man for opening frag, right? Yeah, absolutely. But it's also very easy to throw if you don't handle the situation properly. So, I mean, as you can see, Team Boosted, for the last 3 rounds straight, have had opening frag by a pretty decent margin. This last time that Doodle actually came back for 92 Dream Team, was able to equalize, and then, I mean, they really took the reins from there into the post round. But despite that fact, when you get those opening frags, a lot of the times you want to play close to your teammates and play for refrags, because most of the time it's going to be able to work out for you. Now, that is something that works out very, very well for 92 Dream Team. They are great at refrag potential. So far, we haven't seen that too much because a lot of Team Boosted have gotten 2Ks, 3Ks right off rip, but they've been able to battle back from that. If Team Boosted, when they get those massive margins, just plays for refrags, you automatically win the game. Because if you have 5 people and they have 3 people, simple math.
Yep. So obviously we've completed the site rotation, and we're now going back over to Aviation Games Room. 92 Dream Team, 3 rounds left in the half. Then we try and make a little bit more of an impact here. So the Echo coming back into the play for Doodle, of course. Haven't really seen it leave, but he's going to be able to utilize that. A little bit more of a spread out play here from 92 Dream Team at the start of the round, too. I think they might be trying to catch some of the early aggression from Boosted if they try to go inside of Master once again. But we're going to see Boosted still take control of exactly that same attacking route that they took the last time we played onto this site. Of course, they're being wary of the potential peek out from Office or anywhere else where 92 Dream Team would try to get aggressive. They've already done it quite a few times. Unfortunately, it's failed in most attempts, though, so 92 Dream Team might actually be getting a little bit smarter here and trying to pull it back, looking for just some cleaner rounds.
Yep, definitely delays set up here with 92 Dream Team. A little bit of damage to Thumbus through the castle barricade there, but not enough to phone home about just yet. Druxon's going to get tagged up as well, but most of this delay is going to be working out pretty heavily in the favor of 92 Dream Team because, again, we've seen Team Boosted be pretty delayed overall as they're not too prone to making adjustments just yet. We'll see if that gets fixed as Solandro will open the door.
An opener from Solandro. We saw earlier there, too, I think it was, we saw Doodle trying to get a little bit more aggressive with his yokai drones, push forward. I'm not sure if he lost one or not, but either way, it's going to open up another angle here for Boosted to play into. Boosted specifically, they seem to have a pretty good idea that someone's going to be wrapping around Astronomy Stairs. They're going to put the Claymore down. I'm not sure. I don't think Rexing can actually get that without killing himself.
You can hop over this wall, though, if I remember correctly. If you get close enough to the top, you can actually hop over the side. We'll see if Rexing can do so, or if I'm
really careful.
Oh, he's going to actually live through it. So using that wall is a little bit of a defense mechanism, though. He will cross over to the bathroom, but I don't believe anybody's going to know that that went off. And
no, I think
actually, no, Thumbus will.
Heard it.
Yeah, he did hear it. So they are going to be aware of Rexing playing in behind them. But it does appear that they actually are going for more of a pinch setup this time around as they have moved Goni over towards Study.
Still very slow lead up here for Boosted. They've gotten through Master, but that potential flank from Astronomy, it looks like it's really slowing them down right now. I think they're hoping they can get a free entry due to aggression on 92 Dream Team. Rexon as well is really close to them now. And I think Thumbus has the wrong idea about where he's going to be making this attack from. He's already wrapped back around, worked his way to just outside of Master. These guys are right around the corner from each other. I don't even think they realize it just yet. Muskie picks up the next kill, though. It's a 5v3 advantage. A lot of this was going to be on that flank, but it doesn't pan out at all. A beautifully played round so far here from Team Boosted. So they're going to be able to get a clean plan onto the ground. It's all on a Doodle, who immediately gets caught working his way up, and there it is. A flawless round for Boosted. They're first onto the board.
Again, thank you, Ubisoft, for the new stuff inside of the Spectator. We really appreciate you guys for that with those awesome pop-ups that we now see. So, as you said, flawless round for Team Boosted, and I'm sure you guys can see the difference between the last rounds and this one. Took their time, made the adjustments that were needed, even down to, okay, I'm going to hold this angle while you put this Claymore down just in case somebody tries to get aggressive while you have your utility out. So, smart plays coming out from Team Boosted. We'll see if they can continue this on or if it was just more or less of a fluke. You know, 1 time's a mistake, 2's a coincidence, 3 times a pattern. So we'll see if they can try and grab some more rounds here, or will this just swing it back in the favor of 92 Dream Team. For 92 Dream Team, they need to try and make an adjustment towards what Team Boosted have been able to accomplish. Because for the most part, Team Boosted is ignoring the roamers. They have one person set back to try and deal with them or just hold an angle to stop them, and then they get hyper aggressive onto site, and they're not afraid to try and take these gunfights against 92 Dream Team. And for lack of a better term, they're kind of just stomping them on these gunfights right now. I mean, look at your 2 top rankers, Muskie and Thumbus, 7 and 6. They already have double digits between the 2 of them, and the other 2 that only have 1 kill between them, and the person at the bottom of their leaderboard has 0. So 2 kills between 3 people, and then you have 7 and 6 between the top 2. So I mean, that pretty much is the wrap up of the tale of the tape there for Team Boosted. Again, it might be just, you know, circumstance, right place, right time, but as we've seen so far, it's more or less just they find the proper angle on site, and everyone and their brother from 92 Dream Team tries to throw their face into it and eventually loses their gunfight. So we'll see if they can possibly adjust that and try and play more utility-based instead. But, I mean, as we know of 92 Dream Team, they more play with lead than they do utility.
Which, there's a great example of it right there. Doodle, again, getting aggressive, but it catches the Hibana this time. So that's going to be one player from Team Boosted already getting knocked out. As we'll see. Wait.
Did Doodle just nice shot himself? All right.
Wait, Thomas said thank you, though.
What? I can't even take that seriously, man. Oh, my goodness gracious. Anyways, despite Doodle nice shotting himself. Oh, no. Oh, what?
Oh, it didn't. Oh, my God.
Goni, your eyes.
Wait, is it?
Goni, your eyes open, Goni. Oh, that's not
he
Goni.
moved.
Never mind. Cancel that. I apologize.
Opportunity lost.
Oh, Goni.
Nearly an opportunity for a trade back there on Boosted, but not going to work out this time. So Boosted will continue the slow outside play.
Okay, it wasn't open. It was just the bottom of it. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was about to say it looked a little.
You're not blind. You're not blind.
I think the penetration on it was a little deceiving from our spectator POV. So.
Anyways, a little bit of a slow windup here for Team Boosted is what we've seen prior from them, but same setup here from 92 Dream Team. It is going to be the same side. It is going to be Aviation here for round number 5. So,
hello.
We're actually going to have Clash and her mortal enemy, Capitao, going at it, and Nade going to come in, and Rexon's rocking a hard place right now, trying to tuck in behind Fireplace, as Thumbus will claim the life of Rexon. So, no more Clash on the board, as we are entering the halfway margin here.
Yeah. Really, like, unfortunate way to use the Clash, too, because he just, you know, face checks the office door and basically just gets destroyed by Capitao. So, definitely not the way they would have hoped for that to plan out. Nade going to work its way into the window. A little bit too late on that, though. Doodle was able to back out, avoid the damage, sitting behind the 90 pole, keep himself alive. Of course, we got the window play still coming in for Boosted as they're going to try to find him. Doodle, though, still holding this and still patiently waiting. He's got 3 shock wires to utilize as well, so he's...
Oh,
there it is. The clean headshot against Goni. Thumbus, though, again, king of entries here, is going to trade this back as he finds Hyena closer to office.
You got to respect it. You got to respect it. You got to respect the AUG play especially, because that's not a weapon you see too often with IQ. She has some great weapons, a great LMG, but Doodle's going to one-up him once more as they're actually going blow for blow between these two. Eventually they have to meet. We'll see which one will win out the fight, but Thomas has been doing great so far on site. Nitrocell to stop anything going on with these reinforcements, but actually it's going to be Doodle to find Thumbus, and it's going to be a 4K for the wild man himself. So we'll find round number 5, and that's going to be 4 rounds for 92 Dream Team here in the first half.
Great stuff from Doodle, keeping the rounds under control for 92 Dream Team here, and keeping a strong lead in the process. We're now going to enter the final round of the first half. 92 Dream Team is going to jump onto the attack. After this, Boosted will jump onto the defense. Back to trophy and stature as you might expect for our final round here. Operator lineups, except for that Rexon pick, going to remain relatively the same, which we might see that 6 picked out. I'd say it's highly likely. No, I actually confirmed it.
No, you lock that. You lock that. Yeah, there you go, Doodle. Grab yourself a Jaeger. Get a little bit more aggressive.
All right.
That 416 carbine. So, once again, if you guys didn't know, Jaeger has the only rifle on defense, which means it has the farthest drop-off margin of all of the defensive weapons.
No ACOG.
In my mind, yeah. No ACOG. Rest in peace, ACOG users.
Sad face.
Yeah. Well, not sad face. I'm so happy that I don't get spawn peeked by a massive ACOG angle anymore. By a 3-speed. I'll accept it from Doc, and actually, to be completely honest with you, sometimes I wish it was a 3-speed because they die a lot easier. So, you know, when you have Doc just spraying at you from a window with an MP5, and then you hit that man like 6 times and he has 25 HP and you die, just one single tear that is shed. One manly tear is shed every time that happens.
Peek him 5 seconds later, he's back at full.
Yep, it's always so much fun. But, one thing from Team Boosted I will say is that they're not playing too well into the information game. That's something that 92 Dream Team has seemed to adopt. At least they're not face checking nearly as much. But, you know, as I say that, we are going to have Clash. That last round face checking literally everything. But it worked out for them in the end. I mean, they still won the round. You guys obviously still see the round differential here. But Team Boosted, I feel like if they do try and play a little bit heavier on the information game, that they could punish 92 Dream Team for a lot of things going on. But there is always the counter of, you know, just simply grabbing mute, which works out for quite a few teams, especially on the younger end of the spectrum.
We'll try to keep an eye on where these frost traps ended up going down too, so we'll see how exactly those panned out and where they're going to be the most useful. I don't think Rexon's been able to put too many of them down yet. All right, so we got one on the walk-in closet window, one around the corner from it. So that one's like kind of a luck trap right there in the event that he manages to grab someone, and there's the third one. Okay, right on master window. So no double frost trap to try and, you know, gotcha someone. But once again, it's going to be Boosted getting that early kill. Actually finds Rexon, peeking out a little bit too much from the closet, taking him down.
This is very, very interesting because he's dedicated all of his ADSs inside of the walk-in closet as well as a deployable shield here. Flashbang going to come out, but Bandy's actually going to end up team killing Goni. It's going to be the Thatcher. That's actually of the utmost importance, but Doodle's going to find Salandro to be able to battle outside. Is he going to hop outside? Doodle has been known to be extremely aggressive. I mean, come on. No more Owen in place for this man as finally he'll get found by a stun grenade, but Bandy's not going to capitalize on it. Pixel will hold a long angle as well, and he'll actually be able to win out the fight. To be able to keep his friend alive inside of the closet, and Team Boosted falling apart at the seams.
Is Doodle still sitting and walking there? Yeah, looks like he is. And he's got control of the diffuser as far as I can tell as well. So
oh no.
Doodle just playing into Thunderdome right now. No one can mess with him. Who's next to step up and challenge Doodle in the walk-in closet? He's still got like 2 ADSs in there too. I think they've all finally been used up. Like you said, he got caught by a flashbang there, closer to his last fight. But so doing a fantastic job of holding, and I think he might have just single-handedly stopped this execute.
Yeah, well, strangely enough, you know, when you first identify out that that's what's going on, Muskie's going to actually try and whoop-de-wop here. He's going to be able to find 2. Oh man, he's almost able to find the 3rd, but he was getting pinched from behind as well. Hyena able to win out that gunfight against Muskie. So it is going to be 92 Dream Team, putting 5 rounds up immediately here in the first half. But again, I feel like the adjustment that was not seen by Team Boost is when you identify that there's 3 ADSs right there, just throw a Thatcher against the wall. That's all you have to do. You don't have to throw it inside, just have to throw it against the wall. It's a radius, and you knock out all of those ADSs. You can fit it right there in the corner, knocks out all those ADSs, throw your stun grenades, hop in master window, shoot directly down, and then they're full white. All you have to do is just pre-fire right into the closet, and you pick up both of those kills.
Yeah.
So again, a little bit more information game for Team Boosted, and you can make the proper adjustments needed. So we'll see if they try and do so on the defensive side, as they've more or less adopted exactly what 92 Dream Team was doing operator-wise, and they are going to start off aviation as well, which is exactly what 92 did.
So moving into that first round, we'll take a look at the operator lineups here in a second too and see what exactly the teams are bringing to the table. 92 Dream Team in full control of this current situation. Don't be too surprised if we see some stranger picks or they come out from like that frost pick we've seen before. We can take a look at the way the rounds have played out here too. We've got a few new cool graphics for you guys here in stage 2, and this is one of them. So take a look. It's not really been too objective based as you might expect between these two teams. It's been pretty frag heavy.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. Ultimately, Team Boosted starting out all these rounds pretty convincingly on the attack. You know, in terms of entry power, like if we take a look at opening kill stats after this game, it's going to look like Team Boosted is winning every single round. But it's not the case, because like you had been mentioning a lot of times, they often are freezing up after they get that early advantage, giving room for 92 Dream Team to adjust and then counter it out about 30 seconds later.
I will say this, it's very strange that 92 Dream Team is a pro team now, to me at least. Like, it has nothing to do with skill base or anything along those lines. It's just, you know, the meme has been going on for so long of, oh, these guys will never make Pro League. Their play style is just so out of whack that there's absolutely no way. And then it happened, you know? So it's a very cool thing, and I'm very happy for them, and I'm hoping that things continue to prosper for them. Doodle not doing too hot yesterday in their first PL match, but he's definitely striking the iron right now, as opposed to actually, you know what? Shout out to our co-caster Vele, because I'm pretty sure that man lit a fire under Doodle, especially after that whole Owen joke, because I don't think I've seen that man pop a 0 in any game since then. Especially right now with those 9 frags, he's getting hyper aggressive on this Ash. Pre-fire is coming out, trying to find any cam he possibly can. He will finally find that on the back wall. Hyena will be able to get the first entry frag here for 92 Dream Team. That's actually going to be a very large pick. It's going to be Echo. So you guys are going to hear a Nitro sell-off. That's either going to be Goni Actually, it will be Goni. It's going to be Goni's Nitro. No, hold on. I cancel that. As Muskie Nitro Cell actually will go off on the floor, but it's not going to be able to find anybody.
Still see attempt to control 90, and Doodle actually, again, walking right into a kill on Goni there. He's going to end up walking into a goo mine, so this will hold up the attack for now. But either way, 92 Dream Team with the 4v3 advantage, though it may not stay that way for long. Thomas ended up going down there, and there we go. He's going to get finished off by Muskie when Rexon attempts to get him back up. The round gets turned right back on its heels into a 2v3. Plenty of times, though, 92 Dream Team were able to reverse this, but that was on their defensive side. It's a new half now. We'll see if they're able to do the same thing. Obviously, lack of diffuser is not going to help the situation either, as they work towards it. Nearly had an angle against the player in Master, which I think is Muskie, but no, he's instead inside of Astronomy. He's going to end up getting caught by Pixel. So give access back over to Astronomy for 92 Dream Team. Be able to move in, and of course, we'll be even again into a 2v2. Still over a minute left as well for 92 Dream Team to get the diffuser out of the ground.
Yeah, and Smoke is still alive. We always have to be aware of that as Toxic Babes are so good at denial. Do have a bulletproof cam up as well, so they're going to know that Pixel as well as Doodle are both over here on the aviation door. Drone will come through for Doodle. Gonna try and do a little bit of post-drone here, deep into the round. Want to get that information basis, make sure both people are on site, or at least get it to where your friendlies that are currently passed away and sitting on the bench waiting for the next round can try and help you out, but he's gonna actually destroy his drone as he goes for default plan, but actually he's gonna get down and killed by Pixel. A little bit of a misplay here by 92 Dream Team. Only 18 seconds left, and Pixel, no place to go, nowhere to be. Those Toxic Babes going to lock him out of that door. He's going to have to try and make the adjustment here, as they're surely going to be ready for him. You see Smoke playing behind the bar, but it's going to be all left up to Salandro. So he will be holding the long angle over from Aviation, shoots through games, and able to claim the life here on Vault Door.
Really awkward execute, obviously, at the end there for 92 Dream Team. The smoke grenades splitting them up, and kind of the call to throw in the asphyxiation bolts, which potentially go a little bit too close to the door. Catches the attacker that pushes through first, leading to a bolted team kill, which I don't know if I've ever seen that, or at least I haven't seen it in a bit.
That was like a reverse pros don't fake.
Yeah.
Like the exact same spot, except he just lit his friend on fire instead, and the diffuser didn't go down. So practically the exact opposite of what happened prior. So Rexon's actually going to throw a little bit of a wrench into the mix, as he is going to flash the Blitz, then immediately going to hop on the Capitao. Blitz probably wouldn't be the best pick here anyways, especially due to the fact that Salandro has been playing Legion almost exclusively. And as we were talking about earlier, Legion is a great operator for multiple reasons. Information basis, rush denial, as well as a steady damage margin that you actually have to commit to an animation to take out. So, I mean, what is there not to like about the man? 2 armor, 2 speed, great gun. Again, a fantastic operator.
Well, let's take a look and see how exactly 92 Dream Team are going to try to rally back into control. It's still looking pretty consistent on this map, but obviously a bit of a poor start on this attacking side. We'll see if they can get things going back into their favor. They tripped up on the execute there, along with kind of their mid-round adjustments, team boosted. Now we're going to shift things into trophy and statuary. So again, we're still proceeding along that usual site rotation that we expect these pro teams to take. And this round's going to be no different. Muskie just goes for the quick outside camera toss. Is going to have great vision onto a large majority of the outside area outside of Master, and there is no IQ on the attacking side to find that, so more than likely it's going to stay there for the majority of the round.
So far in this game, I will say with Team Boosted, again, with a lot of names that we've not seen before, it seems to stick true to what NA is all about, and it's all about frag potential, and this team definitely has that going for them. Again, I believe if they do just work on information gathering, especially on their offensive side, they're actually going to end up winning quite a few games. The difference here is, I mean, you're stacked up against 92 Dream Team, which they love the frag game. That's what they love. So when you put, you know, an immovable object against an unstoppable force, what happens, right? So right now, it's the unstoppable force basically winning, as Doodle's actually going to do his best alt walk up the stairs, or silent walk. That is, again,
oh, get absolutely destroyed, Muskie.
Good night, my friend. You can take a dirt nap. That was gross. Okay, yeah. He probably has a family that's watching Doodle.
Do mind, don't mind. So he's going to be able to just walk right up with that thing in his leg, get a kill anyway. So he's still going to be a little bit lower after that fight now at just under 50 HP.
You're my favorite person, Blue.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anyways.
That's what I'm here for.
Despite that fact, 92 Dream Team, definitely the driver's seat here, as Doodle has proven himself to be the Michael Jordan of the team so far. Rexon will find the secondary entry frag here for 92 Dream Team as Doodle yet again has another goo mine inside of his ankle. Those pesky little things as he's trying to fight his way up Astronomy. They are going to be able to identify out somebody sitting behind the desk as he will get air jabbed. A little bit of good utility usage, but Doodle's not going to be able to find him just yet. Goni, though, will find the first.
Yeah, the air jab's actually going to come back to haunt them a little bit. As you can see, Doodle pretty much had the pre-fire from down below. Either way,
no.
This is where things will start to turn back around a little bit. They slowed down. It's that stall that we were talking about, the same issue that Team Boosted ran into. They've been focusing on getting this kill against Goni for so long, and they just now can't get into the site. Here we go. Finally just commits to a push and gets it, but he's going to fall to Solandro just a second later on the inside. He's been doing a great job of holding this on. Bandy, the M590, finds Hyena. And now we're down to only one. Rexon in a 1v2. He's got 30 seconds left, which is not a terrible amount of time to play with here, but lack of intel's really hurting him at this point. He's obviously being fed what he can by his teammates there. Not sure how many drones are left sitting out in the open, but he's going to flash in. This should get him the diffuser back at a minimum as it forces away the other player that's watching. And he gets the angle against Solandro too, but a little bit too low. Misses the headshot. Now really in a bad spot here. Still doesn't have a capability to take down the other player.
Oh, this timing.
Oh, sitting on the inside, 5 seconds left. There's nothing left for him to do here. Solandro has the angle as he tries to run through a bathroom. Rexon goes down, and Team Boosted, they're bouncing back.
You'll have to see which site they go to next, but so far on the defensive side of things, Team Boosted looking really, really strong. They're playing well with their frags and being able to gain frags back, especially with their utility usage and not giving up map control for free. Especially, they forced 92 Dream Team to waste so much utility, air jabs, stuns, everything but the kitchen sink getting thrown at Echo to be able to try and dig him out of Astronomy. Finally got him, but immediately refragged, and it really was all for naught. I mean, you lost a lot of people. You lost actually 2 enemies to Echo, and then once Doodle finally claimed his life, then he got refragged by Solandro. So either way, Team Boosted ended up on the top of the pile, and they stayed there for the rest of the round. So I will say, though, 92 Dream Team on offense, their opening frags have been working out pretty well for them, and it hasn't been really on any information basis. It's more or less just been, I kind of have a general idea where you're going to be sitting, and I'm probably going to win my gunfight, so that's just what we're going to do. And so far it's worked out for them pretty well, but I will say that they need to try and keep some utility alive to deal with those hard-stuck anchors, because right there, if Doodle has any of his Slither charges, or excuse me, he's on his Elite Skin. So if he has any breaching rounds, then he'll be able to just launch that up from underneath, gets open that angle behind the desk, and then you really don't have a place to sit as Echo that is safe, because you're going to get peeked from bathroom as well as underneath from Astronomy stairs. So again, it's one of those rock in the hard place moments. So
And he nearly got that. That's the thing, too, with the pre-fire down below, but the air jab made him reposition. You know, if Doodle had continued to spray into the... Well, okay. That's one way to start a round. Where were they even at?
Was he shooting a camera?
You might be right.
Out there?
Where's the camera from the second?
The camera's... Marcio, is that camera dead?
It looks like it's not there.
It's not there. Okay.
Oh, no.
What? I'm so...
I think that was one of those situations where he ran in front of him just as he shot the camera, and it was really unlucky timing.
Team Booster was like, he's hacking. Kill him. We got you. Don't worry. Well, I mean, as we've seen prior with 92 Dream Team, though, they're not afraid to still be aggressive a man down, and I'm going to assume that this is going to be more of the same.
Reverse friendly fire is now on. You've got to be careful.
Uh-oh.
Could you imagine?
That'd be actually hilarious.
I don't even know if it's like turned on for guys.
No, it's not turned on for these. No. That would be actually comical, though. It's great when
he does it again, he gets
great
kicked.
when you're playing smoke, especially when you're a smoke on defense for ranked, and then you have reverse friendly fire on because one of your teammates is an idiot. It's great, dude. Because then they just walk in there and you take half your health because they're trying to run through your toxic smoke. It's fantastic. I love my life so much, man. Plat 3 is great. Anyways, despite that, despite my endeavors inside of our fantastic rank system this season, 92 Dream Team, actually quite slow so far as they're just trying to establish angles and try and get some information here on Team Boosted. They don't have the man that's been basically the man with the plan so far for 92 Dream Team on getting these opening frags. So they're going to have to try and propose somebody else, whether it be Rexon or Thomas. Those are going to be the two that you're going to lean on. More than likely Rexon, his utility is a little bit more expendable. You want to try and get those air jabs down of Thomas's before you get too aggressive. You don't want to waste any of those as they are extremely effective at what they do.
Got Rexon also still trying to play around the astronomy stairs to look for the push to come in from Boosted.
Those things pop with a fury now when you kill them. Oh my god.
The lights?
Yes.
Yeah. I noticed that too. I was like, oh, didn't used to blow up aggressively before.
That's like you guys want flares? Oh, we got flares. Light flare.
Gotta be careful in your light shooting time, you know?
You'll poke your eye out.
We're getting to like Splinter Cell levels of utility on those. Pixel is gonna find the first frag though this time for 92 Dream Team. Not only trades it back, puts it into a 4. They've been working hard on knocking out that Legion though, and finally they're gonna be able to get it. Rexon, his patience is rewarded with the frag against Solandro. And 92 Dream Team now with the man advantage back in their court.
Yeah, but you got to point it out for Team Boost here, at least give them a little bit of hint. Oh, man, never mind. We're going to cancel that. It's going to be all left up to Muskie. And 1 versus 4. I was going to say they've done such a good job at delay, but it's all for naught here as a drop shot's going to come out from Thomas.
They're back.
92 Dream Team. Match point here.
Let's take a look at this.
Oh, hit him with it. Oh, Thomas. Oh, Thomas.
You can't be doing that. All right, guys, so into round number 10 now. 92 Dream Team, the first team to reach map and match point. We should mention again, folks, since we're back to USN for the first time in a few weeks here. Welcome back, everybody. It's just joining us for the first time this evening, by the way. It's best of ones here at the very start of our open bracket play. So it is going to remain the same here in this matchup. Meaning if 92 Dream Team gets one more round, that's it. Team Boosted are out of the bracket for this week. And we're going to move 92 Dream Team into the final bracket matchup.
Oh, Thomas, come on, man. You got to be a team player.
It's like the third time we've seen a Caviar get 6-picked in this match.
You're no fun. There's not even a jackal on the field, man. Not even a jackal on the field. Come on. Just lock it in.
There is a Nomad, though.
Nomad schmomad, man. Come on. You have impacts. You hear the little buzzing, just throw the impact. I've wasted nitro cells on air jabs. Hey, man,
really?
Yes, I mean,
you're really making sure those things don't.
Yeah, absolutely. You hear that thing buzzing, you just drop the nitro cell, blow it up. It's like air jab destroyed. Fantastic. Let me run out this door. You know, it's effective until you blow the nitro cell, and then you get killed by the guy that just heard the nitro cell go off. Like, oh well, that was a waste, but whatever. Despite that, again, I feel like Team Boosted has done a lot of things correctly. You know, they especially that last round. Information basis was fantastic. They, technically speaking, had the initial pick, even though it was, you know, by the hands of Rexon. But still, I mean, they had the opening frag, per se. But even despite that, 92 Dream Team didn't lose a single person after that. Not a single one. Stayed 4-man up the entire time. So Team Boosted did a very good job of denial and delaying time. I mean, when 92 finally got any positioning on site, I mean, they had the vertical angles, obviously, but they really didn't have anybody to establish those, didn't have a sledge, didn't have a buck. So they had some very small vertical angles. They had the hatches open, things along those lines. But despite that, as Doodle's going to get aggressive, finally ends up losing a gunfight. It's all going to be on the back of a 3-armor as Rexon will get the immediate refrag. But that's going to be Goni. Thumbus to tack on, though, as Pixel will lose his life. And things are starting to ramp up here for 92 Dream Team. But as I finish my thought here, again, very good at delaying time. But then they threw it all away by just putting their faces into angles. Once you have that time locked down, you have to make them come hunting for you.
Thumbus, though, continuing to impress here. He's done a really good job of getting frags under pressure. You know, the entry capability on attacking side, we had that one pretty crazy round for him. We got like 3 entries in a row. He's doing a really good job at making sure that his team stays ahead in the trade game, too. He's like a large part of the reason why Team Boosted has made so many of these rounds so close. So really good stuff from him so far in this matchup.
And no one being promoted to Doc just yet either. Haven't even seen him. So Diffuser's actually going to be down, and definitely don't want to be a loser about that. Make sure you pick up your Diffuser. Rexon's going to be focusing his sights on 90. No one going to be playing in there just yet, but somebody could definitely adopt the space pretty soon enough. As again, only halfway through the round, 3 bodies already dead. Pretty traditional for a lot of younger North American teams, as we've grown to accustom, especially with 92 Dream Team and how aggressive they can be. As we're actually going to have someone downstairs. As a pre-place from Muskie. Is he going to blow it? He will. He'll claim the life of Hyena with an explosive end. As
Doodle just rage
will
quits.
be able to rage quit off of that as well, as you said. But still 2-man up for 92 Dream Team. We've seen them do crazier. There's plenty of air jabs on the field with Thomas. He's actually going to get Toxic Babe through the wall. He's going to take quite a bit of damage off that as well.
Yeah, just down to half HP, so he's going to have to rotate back over through 90s, watch him for the run out in case Boosted want to try to get aggressive and shut this down more quickly. But Boosted actually haven't been overplaying their hand too much here when it comes to their defensive play. Mainly because it leads into nice, comfortable situations like this now, where they get it down to a 4v1. All on Tomas here. He's going to try to play it forward, but yeah, just doesn't really have any right to initiate. You can see the Toxic Babe still shining through the wall there as well. It's going to limit his options even further, as he's going to end up getting pushed all the way back to the inside of Trophy. And yeah, calls for a quick rehost. Yeah, might as well. Time's convenient for it.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought he was saving the op, to be completely honest with you.
I was like, am I still casting CS?
Gotta save that one stun grenade,
Still a
dude.
dream hack?
gotta save that one stun grenade, dude. Come on. Come on.
But yeah, Thomas moving in. Missing a whole lot we're going to see him be able to do. It's just going to end on the timer. And Team Boosted will pick up yet another one, bringing it back.
Well, we are going to have our first rehost of the night, so hopefully our last. Cross your fingers. But
You just jinxed it.
I crossed my fingers.
If there's any other rehost tonight, you can blame him.
It's always my fault. Everything's my fault.
Crossing
Remember
fingers
that.
doesn't mean anything.
You don't know that.
I've never once
What are you,
had
the
someone
luck gods? I didn't
like
think
cross your
so.
fingers, and that like counters the jinx. The jinx still happens like 90% of the time.
I'm sorry. Do you put the script in the game for luck? I don't think so. That's not you. All right. It's the man upstairs. Okay.
But good at predicting it.
No, I mean you're not wrong.
I made that wreck prediction last night.
Oh yeah, you did. Shout out to you. I shouted you out. I told him.
I made that Rise prediction a few weeks ago too.
Yeah, that was complete. Okay, you can't take credit for that. That was an accident.
That was total.
Yeah, it was a total accident. Don't let him fool you. That he picked Rise out of everyone because Rise.
I think it was
definitely-
over wreck too.
Yeah, it was
really
over
ironic
wreck, and
part.
Rise ended up winning the game. When Rise was having a great second half of their last season, but they ended up getting relegated.
Yep.
He accidentally selected Rise, and then they won.
As far as anyone knows, it was totally on purpose.
Yeah, but despite that, Team Boosted doing a lot better that last round. They got the initial frags that they needed, and then they just played Turtle on site, which is fantastic. You know, for those of you that don't know what Turtle is, that basically just means you rotate people back to site, and you just play defense heavy. You make them peek into your angles. You don't try and overextend yourself and make it to where they are able to battle back into the round. So they did a lot better job of this time around, all the way down to the fact of just playing just enough of an off angle that once you see the shoulder, you can just quickly peek out and claim that life. So great stuff coming out from Team Boosted. I'm going to be excited to see if they can try and tack on with what they've got going on so far.
We weren't seeing as much, at least in that last round, we weren't seeing as much success with early round fragging capability coming out from 92 Dream Team 2, which is like a large part of what's made the attacking round so close for them so far. So with that going away, I mean, there is a case here where I think we start to see them bounce back into it. We can take a look at some of the highlights now from the first few rounds of the matchup, where things actually were getting pretty crazy in the first like 3 rounds. You know, we had that high
literally
triple
the first
kill at
round,
90.
yeah.
The first round alone was like, what's going on?
What the French toast, man? What's going on?
Some nice quick scopes to be had here too. We got drop shots back in the game now too. Players are working into this, so.
Yeah, again, pretty peculiar side that we don't see too often on Villa. So that downstairs library / living room site. But so far, I will say that Doodle's come alight, especially after that match last night. I think it was more or less a wake-up call, especially after LAN. After their LAN, I'd say that they're in a pretty good spot, I would say. Obviously, there's always adjustments that can be made, you know, and with the playstyle that 92 Dream Team has currently adopted, if nobody on the team is currently on fire, then it's kind of over. You know, you're just going to lose your gunfights, and then what do you have after that? You know, they don't really play utility based as we were talking about earlier. They play more for frags, and I mean they know more angles than I could ever comprehend in this game. You know, but eventually that is going to punish you.
Yeah, we're seeing some nice lineups there as well. That cute little nitro cell kill that we had happen from downstairs, that little pre-play cell that wait a few seconds to get. But overall, matchup, for the time being, still under the control of 92 Dream Team. If you're just joining us, we're in the process of a rehost due to Doodle having a disconnect there. But at the same time, their opponents are about to make the comeback. I think we're only 1 round away from tying it up at 5-5 now, so they are very, very close to bringing things back under their control with some good stuff on their defensive side. They've been slowly making adjustments to make this easier and easier for themselves. I already talked about some of the early, you know, okay potential that we were opening kill potential that we were seeing at the beginning of the half start to shift a little bit more into 92 Dream Team's favor. That's started to go back, and we're looking again at these guys actually doing a pretty good job of picking up the early kill a lot of the time. If it's either a team kill from 92 Dreams team side, as we had happen 2 rounds back, or just outright, picking up the kill for themselves. They're doing a good job in early round. It's just some things are getting messed up in like the mid-late round when it comes to info on their attacking side and maybe some like poor rotations on the defense that's still causing 92 Dream to pick up a few rounds here.
It's just poor utility usage, to be completely honest with you. And the reason I'm saying that is they're not dedicating utility to try and take map control. That's their issue. I mean, we'll bring up the astronomy with the astronomy play with Echo.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Doodle burned all of his utility on barbed wire. Okay, fantastic. You can punch that a lot of the times, and even some of the times the splash damage won't get goo mines and stuff like that, which is, it's kind of odd, but it happens a lot more often than not. So, I mean, with that, you're going to be able to dig a lot of people out of their hidey holes a lot easier. It's gonna be a lot easier for you. So if they get better at what they want to take and where they want to dedicate their utility, and not only is that just IGL being able to say, hey, we need concussions here, we need impacts here, this is what I want to use this on, stuff like that. Again, it's a difference between checkers and chess. You have, okay, we just really want to kill people, so we're just going to get the information and find them, then we're just going to shoot until they die. Or we can use the utility to make this a lot easier. Make it, it's going to be a little bit more complicated, but in the end, it's going to work out a lot better for you. As we are going to have the match back live. Thank you, Marcio. We appreciate you. So, actually, as you guys can see,
2 rounds difference. Excuse me.
2 rounds. Yeah, it was 3 round difference. You were close enough.
Yeah,
but close only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades, as we all know. So
we're still getting adjusted to the time schedule over here too. So,
dude, I still love Thomas's name. Have you seen Thomas's name yet? It's Thomas without an H.
Should we call him Tomas then?
Tomas Pantalones.
European Thomas.
The European Thomas.
So we'll get into it.
Like Samwell. The amount of times that I go to Starbucks and they're like, "Oh, Samwell," I'm like, "No,
just Sam."
I am American, sir.
Thankfully, I got the easy spelling of John, so
yeah,
I was John without an H. A lot of times that would be spelled wrong.
Mr. Dr. Blue.
All right, guys, so we're getting back into it now. We're heading back over to Trophy Statuary. As the team boosted its chance to nearly bring things back. 2 more rounds, and they take us to overtime on our first matchup of the day. But ultimately, 92 Dream Team still with these 2 opportunities to shut it out as well. And they've come very close multiple times already to closing out these attacking rounds, just falling a little bit short towards the end of it. So Team Boosted still have reason to worry here. Got to be careful.
Ooh, a little bit of extended hold here from Team Boosted, as they will be holding down Aviation as well. As you see the Thumbus to the right-hand side of your screen, the Jaeger showing over here inside of the Aviation room as they're knocking down all of my beautiful replicas.
They're ruining them.
They're ruining.
They're expensive.
Yeah. No, you do actually know how expensive those replicas are?
Yeah, they're like a couple thousands each.
Couple $1,000s each. Of course, I mean, do you see my beautiful villa? It really doesn't.
Team Rainbow's budget for like reconstruction of this stuff is next level.
I have to reupholster all of the walls every time you guys break these things open, man. Come on.
To be fair, it is like every police and paramilitary force in the world combining, so like I'd imagine the budget's pretty unlimited, but still.
Yeah. I'm sure this gun cost me $400,000 to fire for 12 seconds. Anyways, despite that fact, and as many memes as we can possibly pump into this broadcast, 92 Dream Team going to actually completely ignore this extended hold and go directly to site, which is traditionally what you do for this area. A lot of teams just choose to outright hop inside of Closet or get their head removed by Goni over playing Echo once again inside of Astronomy like we talked about earlier. This is something that punished them quite a bit the last time. We'll see if Doodle can do a better job of trying to dig him out this time around. So, despite that, Team Boosted going to be able to have the initial frag here once again, as they actually are going to be able to dedicate their utility gun. It's going to take quite a bit of damage, and that's how things should go. Use that one breaching round underneath, immediately has to XA the area, as he's going to be able to pop open the entire desk as well. So no one will be able to live there. That is now no man's land.
Yep. It's a good thing as well that he was on his yokai drones there. Just barely catches it. We're going to see Rexing get caught by a Gumon as he tries to push himself through it. Another kill going into the favor of Boosted as they try to push forward. Solandro, Thumbus again, also getting Doodle this time as they're able to take out the push from Ash. Now it's all going to still have one player trying to push their way up through Astronomy stairs. They just can't get access to it. 92 Dream Team They keep throwing everything at this one push, and they're just getting absolutely drilled by Team Boosted at this point. A 5v2 is going to be hard enough to turn out, if not outright impossible. Oh, this is easy right here. The hard ping on Rexon, though, despite having the intel, still gets the kill, and Hyena also finds Bandy. They're working their way back into this. Of course, the Yokai drone going to start to turn things back on its heels. Salandro gets the pick on Rexon. Leaves it all on to Hyena in the 1v3. He's already been found out. Good amount of damage going on to him from that initial pick as well. It's down to under 50 HP and just no room to work with here. He's going to try to wrap into Master, but don't think this is possible, unfortunately.
Again, 92 Dream Team just really not having the information and not using IQ for really her intended use. Did not know where really any of these Yokais are, especially this one that Goni's still on. And yet again, oh my goodness, Hyena. Okay, that's a way to enter things. Is Goni's just going to hop off the side of the balcony as they're just going to try and stay alive. He has a diffuser. He's going to have to try and force plant, but Goni can just rotate a Yokai. Or actually, he might still have the one alive on site. So they are going to be able to confirm that it is going down. And he actually doesn't have it the proper spot, but Muskie will be able to rotate inside of the trophy room and claim the life of Hyena. So not going to matter too much in the end as Team Boosted brings it one round closer. And actually, one round in differential here for the two teams as Team Boosted, again, bringing it one step back.
Almost had our first plant of the game right there.
Very close.
No, it's just a DM matchup right now. Everybody's just fragging.
Uh-oh.
However, this is the worry, though, for Team Boosted.
That's where the boys become men.
They did have to run the gauntlet in these defensive setups and ultimately work their way to a downstairs site if they were going to make this comeback happen, which now their fate's going to be tested. Dining Room Kitchen is where they're going to work their way in towards. This is the best chance for 92 Dream Team to shut it down before this ends up in OT. And the only chance, obviously.
I like the adaptation of utility here for 92 Dream Team. So instead of bringing the IQ this time, which again, Rexon really wasn't using his sensor for its intended use anyways. He was more just like, hey, I have an AUG and I can possibly shoot people, so we're going to do that. And it seemed to work out a little bit, but again, it was too little too late. But despite that, we are going to have Thomas actually pick up Dokkaebi, which we haven't seen too often just yet this match. And actually, it's going to be the first time that we've seen her today, which she is excellent execute utility. And the reasoning for that is two reasons. Number one, Team Boosted doesn't have the counter in mute. And two, when you ring everybody's phones, obviously you can hear them very loudly through walls. So you're going to be able to not only get rid of roamers a lot easier and be able to identify out where people are playing without having to drone. It's basically the easiest information utility in the game despite Lion. Well, besides Lion, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, oh, actually, that's another thing we can touch on real quick before this round pops up. Guys, your favorite operator is back. He is out of his cage. This V308 and everything. Lion's back in the game, as you guys can see at the top right of your screen. 92 Dream Team does have him banned out, so
he's not
don't see him just yet. But he's not back for this match. But he is back in rotation. You can play him legally.
He's now back in the permanent ban pool for the next 2 weeks at least.
Until he gets put back in the stage. Everyone's like, no.
We're gonna be playing. You're gonna be playing Rainbow Six Band Chicken with Lion for the next like 2.5 weeks here.
It's time to stop.
Until someone wants to. Well, I'm sure there's some teams out there that are like, yeah, let's bring him back in. But
I can guarantee. Look, there's 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and that G2 will ban Lion. 100%. Like that's just they're not gonna allow him in at all because look, even though the man got nerfed, he still makes you stand still. If you have the early information and you pop that, you already know where they're going to be standing. They can't move. So you just pre-fire that spot and you practically win your gunfight. It's kind of like playing with an LMG. You really don't have to have the information. You just kind of have to have a general idea.
You just need the massive bullets.
Yeah, accuracy through volume is a great thing.
So we will see Blackbeard get hit by a Gumine on the jump in here in the master bathroom. Regardless, they'll still get control of it. There isn't much resistance coming in from Team Boosted as it doesn't look like they're playing too heavily upstairs right now. They've got a good amount of intel though. Obviously Valkyrie cameras and whatnot are still going to be an issue in the long run here, but because they're not playing upstairs, any top to bottom play is like immediately accessible here for 92 Dream Team.
And Team Boosted is trying to have 92 Dream Team fall to their own demises here as they're going to be able to get a little bit of information inside of Tarps as Doodle's doing his best to fight down Astronomy, but again, not too much map control here for 92 Dream Team, and need a little bit of it, especially the upstairs for this side, unless you're just going to win your horizontal gunfights here, which, again, it's 92 Dream Team, so I don't doubt, to say the least, is the first frag is going to come out from Muskie, just not really respecting there could be possibly anyone inside of the red hallway downstairs, and he will get punished for for that thought process, as Thomas is going to take quite a bit of damage. Again, that's Dokkaebi. First Logic Bomb's already been used. Does still have the second one online that he can possibly use, and you're more than likely going to be hearing that in just a second as Rexon going to battle his way up and try and get rid of the smoke here. As they do have a Legion on defense, so there's more than likely going to be a goo mine inside this door frame, and Rexon's going to have to worry about that. He's actually not going to check it, and actually, no goo mine is going to get yokai as he's going to sprint back inside of Tarps. They're doing their best to try and punch down this castle. Don't have utility to try and break it down. Hyena will find Salandro. As the aggression continues to come out, Thumbus and Bandy will fight back, but Doodle to find yet another for 92 Dream Team, trying to find as many lives as possible. Doesn't want to steal the kill of Hyenas, as Hyena will tack on for that double kill. It's all left up to Bandy on the smoke. Here's that Toxic Bait, but Doodle to find the kill for 92, and that's going to be GG's in the chat between Team Boosted and 92 Dream Team, as the scoreline will be 7-5, and Doodle with, I believe, 16 kills.
Very nice indeed for 92 Dream Team. They're going to take that. That takes them into their final matchup coming up a little bit later on today. And unfortunately for their opponents here, Team Boosted, it is going to knock them out of the bracket, but doesn't mean we can't see them next week. They can head right back over to our website at play.r6usnationals.com. Sign right up for the next week's brackets. Well, sure, we're seeing them there as they still came very close, but just not close enough to topping out 92 Dream Team, especially in the later portions of this matchup here. Did a really good job of making the comeback on those last few rounds after starting off with a 1-5 first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think their defensive half, again, we've talked about it. Defense is a lot easier than offense because it takes less coordination. You know, you throw up your reinforcements, you're the one who establishes the angles that you want to try and create, so you feel more at home. You know, you're more comfortable. And not only that, but they just have really good map presence. They are not afraid to try and battle for map presence, which is a great thing. It's definitely something that they can build off of.
Still pretty good at, when we talk again about 92 Dream Team here, really good job like working under pressure, especially in that last round there. Low time to execute, running incredibly low on it, but still, thankfully, like we're picking up kills left and right. It seemed like Team Booster were getting like a little bit, shaken up almost, as they were taking some fights they shouldn't have necessarily taken. Like the one player, the Valkyrie, that ended up running out there when there was only a minute left on the clock, and they still had control of like everywhere on the map except for Halls right there. So some regrettable mistakes made ultimately by Team Boosted, but small in the grand scheme of things. And if they correct those and take a look at the VOD, come back next week, we could see them right here in the same position again, and maybe even going a little bit further into our final matchup.
I think one really, really good general rule of thumb is if you don't know, then check. It's a better way of keeping yourself alive. Instead of just going, oh, he shouldn't be here, make sure he's not there. Face check it, whether it's just a jiggle peek real quick to make sure no one's holding your angle or something like that. That's fine. Instead of just full sprinting down the hallway and then immediately losing your life to Doodle standing there with Ash and saying, hi, what's up? You can have a few of my bullets. So I will say one thing, though. Team Boosted, not a bad team, man. Not a bad team. Again, I feel like they can work on quite a few of their things on their offensive side, but defense so far, very good. I feel like if they started on the defense, this would be more or less a different story. I actually think that they definitely could have came out on top.
Yeah, especially with the way things are going in the second half there, but ultimately they are not able to shut it down. Let's talk about MVPs, though. Stokes?
Doodle, 100% for
Doodle?
me. Doodle has to be the MVP for me for 92 Dream Team. I mean, the man put the entire team on his back. Entry frags literally everywhere, 4Ks, 3Ks, didn't matter, hunting people down in sight, not afraid to get aggressive, even off of no information. And a lot of the times, he was even the man trying to burrow into sight and get out these anchors that were hard stuck.
Yeah, it's got to be the same for me personally. Doodle, I was pretty impressed by some of the other players in the other team too. And we could talk about that in a second here. But yeah, Doodle definitely kind of outclassed, I think, the rest of the server when it came mainly looking at things like entry power. That was definitely the big key thing. But we were seeing him, in the later rounds too. That last round specifically did a fantastic job of making sure the trades were staying on top of things for his team, and that they were still ultimately bringing enough firepower to the table to be able to close out on that round. So I think Doodle's going to be the MVP for both of us. Yeah, I think we've explained it pretty well.
All right, well, we do have the replays here for you guys, as we'll throw those up on your... Oh, excuse me, interview. I apologize.
Come on.
I can't hear properly.
You're out of order.
Yeah. 2 hours of sleep is fun. All right. Anyways, we do have the interview ready for one of the people from 92 Dream Team. I'll be having a conversation with them. So exactly who are we going to have on the other line? It's Doodle! Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Stokes?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm doing fantastic. So it appears to me that you're really enjoying your Ash play recently, huh?
Well, yeah, I just got to run free on that map, so, I had a lot of fun, and it was a close game, and, it was getting a little scary at some parts, but, yeah, it was a fun game.
So to you, with how Team Boosted played that, especially on their defensive side, with how hard stuck they were in their ways of not wanting to give up map presence, for you, because I know a lot of the times it's between you and Thomas for IGL, what was your guys' thought process later on into those defensive rounds to try and make an adjustment to work on that?
We were having a lot of trouble clearing out the site, and the last round, which was our only. I don't know how we were winning some of our attacks because we weren't even using utility to get them out of sight. But the last round, we took the map control we needed, and we're opening up what we need to open up above to force them out into awkward positions. And then basically the last round, I think they were shaking because there was 5 people on site and that's a hard site to hold. So it was just kind of their lack of map control that they did on their defense, which allowed us to, which we couldn't do the entire game, is just get around the site and hold them all in there and then pick them off one by one.
Yeah, it really worked out for you. I've always described your guys' team as more of a blood in the water team, and by what I mean by that is just once one person dies, then everybody's dying. Like, you guys already have the foothold that you need, and then you just spearhead that and continue to try and snowball that effect. So you guys definitely do a great job of that, especially with how you were playing today. So I got to ask. We haven't talked in a while. We are good friends, but I haven't asked you this one question yet, and this is a burning question for a lot of people that they want to talk about. So, of course, I do have to ask it. So, the pickup of Pixel and the drop of Drip, how are you guys feeling about that so far?
With our first game in Pro League against TSM yesterday, we feel really good about the pick because Pixel did his job, and he carried us, him and Rexon both. So we want to bid farewell to Yardi or Drip. He was a good teammate. He helped us get where he is, and there's no other player like him. He's very unique, and thanks to him. But things are fitting in well with Pixel. We're still trying to get comfortable on all the roles on certain maps, and we're still telling him what to reinforce in some maps. So we're just taking it step by step. Yeah. But he fits in really well with our roster, I think.
That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. So. For your guys' defense portion, ended up with a 5-1 round differential there between your guys' opponents. And in typical 92 fashion, we saw your guys' aggression coming out, especially with some runouts from Rexon on mute. How do you guys dictate for when to get aggressive against a team? Is it completely just, not thought process, but is it off of information, or is it more or less on a whim?
So I would say it was on a whim this game. My team came into this, and my team thinks they're the best in the world, apparently, because they think they can just peak whatever. But, we're playing a good team if they made it this far. So I think a lot of my team was just getting over-aggressive because they're overconfident, and they think that the people on the other team don't shoot back, which indeed they do. So I'd say in this match, it was just unnecessary aggression from most of the team. I was trying to cool it down because, you have to win the game, and if you play stupid, you're not going to win. But yeah, they were really just peaking everything, and I don't know how we were winning a lot of the defenses were clutch rounds, like 2v4s or whatever that we were just coming out on top of. But the aggression was hurting us.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And I saw you reel them in more or less because we saw less runouts. We saw them try and play more utility based, which is great. And I think that we also saw that adjustment on offense. I saw you try and keep your breaching charges or your breaching rounds on Ash on hand because you knew that Echo was going to be sitting inside of Astronomy again. It's a lot easier to get him out of there when you're able to breach from underneath. So last question for you, and then we'll send you on your way, my friend. So, with that rehost, when you guys go into rehost, which are practically a timeout, as you said, I'm going to assume that something more or less happened with the PC. That's usually what happens. So when you guys go into that, what traditionally do you guys talk about? What's your thought process? Do you guys more or less try and break down the issues that are going on, or you try and counterplay what's going on with the other team?
So the counterplaying, it wasn't much counterplaying because they were running, mostly default stuff. So we knew how to be at that. We've gone over how we should attack it, and we knew what we should do. But so basically, we had to cool off after the rehost because we were 5-1 and it was 6-4, and it was like the tensions were high, and there was players getting it. Like when I got TK'd for a default cam, the tensions were high, and we were all we weren't playing ourselves. So after the rehost, we just said we got to end the game. We'll just end it here now, and then so essentially the rehost was a cool off.
Yeah, that's definitely a test of a team, especially when stuff like that happens, when you get team killed like that. You're just like, okay, I gotta keep a cool head here. I gotta try and just play the drones, play the information, just be the overseer for the whole team, and most of all, not get tilted. So, Doodle, Might be seeing you later, might not. We'll have to see who your opponent's going to be up next, as we are going to find out pretty soon. But again, we'll see you in that final match of the evening, my friend.
All right, see you, Stokes.
Great guy as usual. Great guy as usual. So, again, not unwarranted, but crazy aggression coming out from 92 early on. And I like the adjustments, man. I really do. It used to be that when they got punished on that, they were just full commit, and it did not matter. You know what I mean? Oh, 15 kills. I was one off. I apologize.
Interestingly, he only had 58% cost, though, which is kind of weird.
It's because he had massive rounds. So
yeah.
The complete reason is a lot on that like team kill and stuff like that, where it was just early on deaths to where he couldn't get a kill possible.
That's true. He did have a lot of all or nothing rounds.
Yeah. Which I mean, 92 Dream Team is an all or nothing team. I mean, they really are. You have the two outliers that try and make the adjustments. I mean, we saw the interview with Thomas yesterday where he was talking about the same thing. Like, there's a lot of times we have to try and reel these guys in, and I think that bringing in Pixel. I mean, Pixel is a gunner, but I think Pixel does have more of an idea of, okay, I need to burn my utility first, get this usage out there to make things easier for us as a team, not just try and get those gunfights. But